So now we'll move ahead and create a new one, save it as okay, some other string functions. Sorry for spelling mistake. So like we are going to now learn some more string functions. Like I will say string is equals to he is a bad boy, she is a bad girl. Nothing like that, just for a sentence like. And now I'll say my name. So, yeah, don't forget this, that if I write this my name is equals to, for just to tell one thing, I'll just say sha and space over here. Now I'll just run this. It won't give any output because I'm not printing anything, but this is an error. Do not ever keep spaces in variables. Variables have to be the camel type or snake type, as I told, or one word simply. So it's like this. And now I'll just print my name dot l strip. So what will this do? You can see that I've added a lot of spaces over here, right? Before, after, and in between. So this basically removed all the spaces of the first, that's on the left hand side. And now if I print my name dot r strip, so now I'll just run it, and as you can see it has removed all the spaces from the right hand side, and the left spaces are remained as it is. Now I'll say, but as you can see, if over here I can also do like this. That's very important part. My underscore name dot l strip dot r strip. Now if I run this, as you can see both left and right spaces are removed. So what I did, first I told it to do l strip, then I told it to do r strip, and then print the entire thing and what was the output to print that. But still you can see that the middle spaces are not yet removed. So I need to do something about that. I have a solution. My name dot replace, I'll just replace one thing by the other. So I'll say replace all the spaces with blanks. I'll just run it. Run. So as you can see all the spaces are replaced. I just wanted to replace all spaces with blanks. It's like that. So now I'll just hide these parts. We'll go to our that string. I'll just try one more thing to show you. Print st dot replace bad with good. So run it. So as you can see, he is a good boy, she is a good girl. So with this we can simply replace one argument with the other in a string. Now but what if this argument is not present? For example, crazy, that's not present only. I'll run it, it will make no changes and print it. So basically what will it do? It will try to find that argument, that is the crazy word over here, and if it finds it, it will replace it with good. Otherwise it won't do anything and just move ahead. So it's like that. Now if I print st.find the word is, I'll run it. So as you can see we got 3 as an output. Now what did happen? So like as you can see, this is index 1, this is index 2, and this is index 3. Sorry, my bad. This was 0th index, this is first, the second, and this is the third index. So is present in the third index. It starts from the third index. But you may think that okay, is this also present later on? So like why not? Why didn't it come? So this prints only the first position of that. So now simply if you want to still find it, what you can do is that you can just take, you found this, you got an index, right? The third index. So I'll say st, okay, I'll just make it a bit simpler. So I'll say index 1 is equals to this, and now I'll say string second is equals to the substring of the string. As you remember, we are done from in1 to the end, but what will happen if I write in1 to the end? It will take this is to the end. As you remember, it includes the first one, it excludes the last one. So I need to write at least plus 1 over here. The reason being, it will do plus 1, so it will start with this s to the end. So now this it won't recognize as is to the end, and now I will say friend st2 dot replace, sorry, st2 dot find the presence of is. I'll run it and see, we got the 17th as the output. So I'll just count it. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Just a second. Yeah. Now you have to remember this string is starting from S. So now this is our 0th index, not H. This is our 0th index. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So it started from the 17th index of string S2, not of S1. That's pretty important. Now what if I want its position with respect to the first string? Of course we have done that. You know that this part has been skipped, right? So I'll say length of string second minus length of string first. It's pretty logical, right? This entire is the first string. For example, it has a length 10, for example, and this is a second string, it has a length 5. Now I want the part of the remaining, so it's obviously 10 minus 5, right? I'll just run it and see the output. st1 is not defined. Okay, why? It's st, that's the reason. So we got the 13th index, which is obviously a mistake. It has to increase in its value, right? Yes. So where was there's some logical error, it's not a syntax error, you know that. So basically it should add 1, 2, 3, 3, right? 4. It should add 4, so we should get 21. Or simply to do that we can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we should get 22 as the output. Now where was the mistake? Yes, the mistake was it should be st minus st2. Why? It's 10 minus 5, not 5 minus 10. That was a mistake, I think. And yes, it's 21. Yeah, I made a counting mistake. It's 21. And to prove that, I'll just say print st at index of 21. Sorry. And make sure that you put the right brackets, otherwise you won't get the output. You'll just get errors. So it's I. That was this I. So yes, we have successfully made this. Now time for one more exercise, right? Yes, you need to do practice. So I'll save this as exercise 6. Input a string, print position of argument entered by the user. Like in the last case, is was the argument. Now I'm saying the argument entered by a user. pause it, try it, and then I'll tell you the solution. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, let's do it. So now I'll say string is equals to input. I'm not writing something. Enter. I'll just write it for this for now. Sorry, because our logic is very important. So now I'll say s dot. Okay, now argument equals to argument into the end argument like. Now I'll say it's slightly difficult. So now I'll say index first is equals to st dot find the argument. Index 2 will be st dot. Now you remember we had created a second string of that index. So now what was the second string? I will just tell you. It was the second string was this, right? If I'm not wrong, it was from index first plus 1 to the end, right? This was our second string, but instead of creating new variables, I'll just do this. So this entirely is our second string. Now I'll say this dot find. So we'll just find in this part our argument. And now again the same thing, index 3 is equals to st's index from i2 plus 1 to the end dot find the argument i1 directly. You don't need to do anything with that as it's not a substring, right? Now I'll print i2 plus length of our main string minus length of our this was our substring, right, that we used. So I'll just paste it over here. Now I'll print i3 plus. Okay, so I've got it. We have to do it like this, but it's very complex. I took half an hour to find it, so you can just skip this part for now, but at least you could have done this at i1, i2 and i3. You should be able to find this, which is necessary. So if I enter he is very, just some random words, bad boy like. So an argument is this, so I should get the correct output, which should be a relative term. So with this you'll get, while pinning it I'll pin the actual values, so don't worry. So you could have just skipped this exercise, it's slightly tricky. Okay, now let's move ahead. Okay, so we'll just do some more little functions and then we'll move to if, then, else and all those cases somewhat which sound like that. Sorry, just close this and I'll change this as some more string functions, and I'll say that, for example, a string is, it's basically some properties. He is a bad guy. Now if I just say, basically there's one important property is that strings are immutable in Python. What does that mean? If I print st dot replace he with she, and then I say print the string also, and if I try to just run this, you will see in first output we got she is a bad guy, which is replaced, but then next one we got the original, that's he. What does that mean? This here, it gave us the output which we expected, but it did not change the real string. The real string cannot be edited, as I'm saying. So here, as we saw, that the string which was there, it cannot be any word in which cannot be replaced actually in the real string. So like string.replace function, it returns something, it gives an output, and that output can be printed, but that output cannot be replaced in the original string. That's the point. Okay, so that was one important property of it. Now if I just try to say that print st at index of 1, sorry. So you will get the output as E, right? Yes. But now I say to replace it, if I try st at 1 is equals to f. Like if I want to replace that E by f, and I'll say print st and run it, you'll get an error. Because strings are immutable in Python, that is the reason why this could not happen and it gave an error. So it was a type error, basically it was some complex error, but that is the reason and that it did not give. So that's the reason we use the replace function. Now if I say like string is equals to hi, if I want to print st plus like a space, then how, like are you. If I run this, you know that we'll get a proper sentence like hi, how are you, like that. So that's not a big deal, right? But what if I want to print this as one variable itself? So I'll say st2 is equals to, I'll keep everything over here, and I'll say print st. I'll run it. Sorry, st2. Save and run. So see, we got the same output. But the point is that what if I do not want to introduce a new variable and just want to print st over here and get this? So for that I'll say st is equals to this. So now strings can be like the variable can be replaced completely. So like here st was high. Now I give st a new value, that is old value plus this also. So now if I just run this, sorry, just run this, I'll get the same output. The reason being the variables can be replaced completely. You might take some time to absorb this, try seeing this part again, but it's the fact that strings are immutable, but the variables can be completely replaced. Now if I want to say that some string is like 1, I'll print the string, run, I got 1. Now if I want to print 11, so I say st is equals to st plus 1, and then I'll say print st. So now similar thing is happening over here, that st's new value is the old value of st plus 1. So old value was 1 as you saw here, and the new value is 1 and 1, so that's 11. And now if you print st, its value is modified. The value cannot be subtracted that easily, but it can be modified. But if I actually want to subtract, so what I'll try is that st is equals to, see, I'm replacing the entire variable, is equals to st dot replace 1 with 2. If I just print this part, I'll get 22 as the answer, you know that, right? But now I told the st to be this 22 answer. That is the reason st's new value is now 22. So that's the logic over here, that the strings cannot be modified, but the variables can be modified. So that's the point. And simply if I just want to write over here st is plus equals to 1, I'll get the same output, because see, I'll just write over here that plus equals to is same as equal to something plus something. I'll say like a plus equals to 1, for example, is same as a is equals to a plus 1. For simplicity I'll say similar is for minus, multiply, divide. Now we'll just place something with the bit numbers. Okay, I won't delete it, I'll just hide it. First I'll copy this, I'll bring the older part. Just a second. Now below I'll paste this again. I'll comment this entire part so that you get the files properly. And now if I say a is equals to 1, and now I say a plus equals to 1, and if I print a, think what should be the output? 2, is it? So see, we got 2. So original value was 1, then we told a is equal to a plus 1. So a is equal to 1 plus 1. Now if I write minus equals to, so now it will basically subtract. So we got 0. Similarly, a is equals to a multiplying equal to 9. So a is equals to 1 into 9. That's 1 is the old value into 9. Similarly, it's for divide, percentage and all. It's like that. And if I just say a is equal to 1, a is equal to 9, just simply print 9. I can replace the entire variable. Strings cannot be immutable. Strings are immutable. So it is like this. Okay, so now let's go to the finally the if cases. So these if cases and loops are the most important part of Python programming. So it's like the main core logic of a programming begins from here, that is the loops and the cases. So basically what is the meaning of if? If I just write that if 1 is greater than 0, print yes. So basically this is just a small two lines which I've written. What these lines mean, basically if is the main syntax that we have to write, or basic syntax again if I would have to say it's like the method or format of writing. So if, then space obviously, and then your condition, so like 1 is greater than 0, and then it's a colon, and then after that what you have to do is that you have to go to the next line, leave one tab space, and then write your next command. So print yes. So what this command will do, this will check that if 1 is greater than 0, so it will print yes. That's it. So if I just run this, we'll get our output as yes. Now just to go to the next level, I'll use a variable, that is a is equals to 1, and I'll check if a is greater than 0, so it will print yes. Now let's test it. So see, since a was greater than 0, it printed yes. What if a was equal to 0? I'll just run this. So see, it did not print. The reason being a should be greater than 0. That is the condition we have given. I hope that you are clear that 0 is not greater than 0. 0 is equal to 0. And if I just write greater than or equal to, this means that either it is greater or it is equal. So if a satisfies any of these conditions, so it will write yes. And if I want to say that a should be only one particular number, so the syntax for that is double equal to. So if I say a double equal to 2, and if I just run it, we'll get our output because the value of a we have assigned as 2, and if a is exactly equal to 2, then it will print yes. You might be thinking that what is this guy saying, that why, obviously if a is equal to 2, so a is equal to 2, but this is the way if cases work, and as you do the programs, then a will be a variable where you have to like terminate the program, or for maybe terminate, or maybe just do a particular function for a particular value. So now you got to notice that if a is 2, and now I'll write else. Remember that for to write the command of else, there should be an if command before it. Like this is a if command, and only after if you can write an else. Without if you cannot write an else. So else print no. So I'll just run this. So it printed yes, since a was 2. And now if a is like -1, I'll run it. It is printing no, which is obviously the correct answer. So it's simple than that. And now if I give a the value of a string like hi, so now if a is exactly equal to hi, and if I run it, it will give yes. But what if I write over here capital H, save it and run it? It's giving no. The reason being a should be exactly letter to letter, case to case equal to that hi which we have written in the colon, that the condition. So it's simply like this. And now if I want to check that if a is high, I want the output that h is capital, and if a is like small hi, then sorry, I want to print that small h, sorry, that h is small, and else it will print no h I. Okay, so I'll just run this. So it is printing that h is small, which is the case over here. H is small. This is just for an example. Obviously, you won't check. There are better ways to check if h is small or capital. But just for the sake of now, just do this. But if I will say that, for example, what this will do is that it will check if a is capital Hi. So it will print that h is capital, and if it is small hi, it will print that h is small. But if I want to write else if, what is the meaning of else if? That if this condition is true, it will run this and then it will exit, and if this condition is false, then only it will check the next condition. For example, if I say a is capital Hi, and if I say a, and yes, this is one more operator, this is not equal to. Okay, so if a is not equal to blank, so if a is not blank, I'll write a is not blank. Simple as that. Now let's run this. So see, only h is capital is getting printed. The reason being, as I told you, it is just checking this. If it is successful, it will bypass all other checkings, so it will just not check all other things. So it's like that. And then there is also other thing, like if I want to check both, so I'll just remove this else statement over here, and now if I run it, both things are getting checked. Since this is getting checked and also this is getting checked, and since this is true, this if which I've selected, this is not, this is getting bypassed. So basically if statements are as simple as those. You'll get a better idea once we check it further. If you would like to get these Python files, the GitHub link is there in the video description. Don't forget to check it out, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this video. See you in the next video. Bye.